Tower and the atrium on 56th Street. Again, this is a public access area. Within 10 minutes, our footprint of police officers, intelligence division detectives notified of the situation. We got here about 12:20. We started making arrests in the bottom of Trump Plaza in the cafeteria of Trump, the cafeteria area. We're saying roughly 150 people entered Trump Plaza. We made 98 arrests. Those arrests are for trespassing, obstructing governmental administration, and resisting arrest by virtue of us having to carry some of the people out of the Escalade, which you saw. The NYPD, our Secret Service, Trump security, when I got here, the mission was simple. Secure the perimeter of Trump Plaza, make sure there was no issues in the building, and then we can proceed with making arrests. We gave warnings on our pager system, and once we did that warning 3 times, the NYPD, with its professionalism, as you saw, went in and made the arrests. There were no injuries, there were no incidents, there was no damaged property. As we stand right now, as you can see on the corner, there's about 50 protesters, and the prisoners are heading down to Central Booking. Like I said, 98 prisoners, trespassing, obstructing governmental administration, and resisting arrest. Within 2 hours, the NYPD, with our Secret Service partners and Trump security, had this situation cleared up with no issues. With that, I will open it up to any questions you might have. Hold on. We go. I'll go right here, and I'll go to you too.
Can you explain, if this is a public place, what the violation was? It is open to the...
So it's a public access area open to the public, to your point. Once Trump security deems it to be a problem for them, they become the complainant. We get permission from them. We give the warnings. As you know, some people left, and some people stayed on the bottom floor, and we made the arrests.
Did the security level around Trump Tower change once Donald Trump returned to the White House, and what is security typically like here?
I'm not going to go into security numbers. Obviously, it did change, but I have to stress the point that it's a public access area, so it's tough for us. But within 10 minutes, notifications went out. We started responding, and again, I can't stress, 98 people in 2 hours with no issues. That speaks to the professional of the NYPD, our partners in Secret Service, and Trump security.
Chief, you mentioned a splinter, the group splinter. Can you explain that a little bit?
So you have to understand that the groups came in the group came in 2 groups in regular civilian attire with their protest gear underneath. Some came in the front, some came in the side. I'm not going to name this group by name, but we're familiar with what they do, and that's one of the tactics.
Can you explain, describe what the protesters were doing in the lobby?
So they had red shirts. Again, I'm not going to mention the group. There was one universal saying on the back, and they had multiple sayings on the front of their red shirts. But basically, they were protesting the war in Palestine.
They walked in.
One or two.
Hold on.
One at a time. How many officers responded?
We had numerous officers, as you could see, and we brought a strategic response group in. They do this the best, and I'm very proud to say there were no incidents whatsoever. We did it safely, calmly, and we accomplished what we had to do with our Secret Service partners and Trump security. The charges will be violations for the trespass and the obstructing government administration and the resisting arrest. That's a Class A misdemeanor, no felonies.
You know that they moved from Central Park over to Trump Tower. Had you been watching that movement? Because, I mean, that came out in a press release.
That I'm not aware. We average about 15 protests a day here, so that could quite be possible.
One more question.
Yes, right.
Will you be changing the logistics? Are you going to be deploying more people in light of this protest?
Great question. Every time we have an incident of any magnitude, we will do what's called an after action to see what can be done differently, better, and we'll be taking a look at that.
All right, thank you.
Have a great day.